Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. Thank you for popping in. Couple in the chat there so far. Well, that's really great to see. First up in the chat with the 225 trillion fair start points. Well, it's got to be Joe. G'day, Joe. How you going, mate? Welcome aboard. Joe's been laughing his whatchamacallit off at a place called Uranus. Anybody in the chat who lives in Uranus? I mean the place. It's in Missouri. Please, let's not take this down the wrong path, okay? Oh my goodness me. Let me do this. Okay, there we go. Whew. Oh, okay. So taking a sip of wine is enough to give me a golf clap. Oh well, there we go. Joe is saying that he'll be in shortly. He's probably tied up where no one can undo him. And for those of you that are in the chat, welcome aboard. Nice to have you here, folks. Today we're talking about, well, you know what? Hump Day with the Ducks. What's happening in the near future? Well, let's see. Yeah, just got to pay the rates. And if you don't pay the rates, mate, you don't get the dustbins emptied or the trash cans emptied, and you don't get the water to your place, and you don't get etc. etc. Anyway, folks, you know what? 2 days time, it's December, which gave me a really big shock to the system, because that said to me that in 26 days we've got Christmas. Yes, Christmas. Yeah, no, it wasn't meant to be a joke, but let me say, it was an important one. All right. Yeah, Christmas. What do you guys got planned for Christmas? What are you doing? Where are you going? Are you on a cruise? Are you going out bush somewhere? Are you doing a trip on a train? Where are you going? What are you doing? Are you going to spend time? How are you going to spend time with the family if they are around? How are you going to spend time with whichever? Okay, let me clarify that. Family could be blood relatives, or family could be those of you that are in the YouTube. Some of your best friends could be called your family. So the question I've got for you is, where are you and the family going? What are you doing? How are you going to spend your Christmas time? Or are you just going to be sucking away at the grog like I'm doing right now? Not a bad bit of plonk out of Aldi. And cheap too, $4 for a bottle. Bottle's not too bad. Oh well, there we go. So, what are you going to do? Where are you going? For us, it's going to be fairly simple. We're going to be homebound because we're busy planning for our cruise in 2025. We've got the Ducks cruise on the 2nd of January, which I will be playing a promo for a little bit later on, and that'll be exciting to see. But in the meantime, folks, what are you doing? Where are you going? Who are you spending time with? Getting back to the cruising, did you guys hear what happened to a Down Under? The old Golden Princess, which has now become the Pacific Adventure. Well, that poor ship, unfortunately, got kicked out of New Zealand. It was doing I believe a Sydney to New Zealand, round the New Zealand area, and some people had booked a wedding, a special cruise down in New Zealand, a special function in New Zealand in Hobbiton, and New Zealand authorities, the Biohazard Group, refused to allow the ship to dock. So, and it was because they said the hull hadn't been cleaned. Well, there are some upset people on board the ship, but I do know that the ship did actually do a run down to Burnie in Tasmania. It then was on its en route to head towards Eden in New South Wales, and I think on the way back to Sydney. So there were some people on board there that are not exactly excited. And if I have a look at the New South Wales border berth or cruise schedule, tomorrow being the 30th, the Carnival Splendor is due into Sydney. The Brilliance of the Seas is on Friday. Can you believe it's the 1st already? Goodness me. They're on Friday, and then the Royal Princess is going to be in on Saturday, and then the Pacific Adventure finishes up in on Saturday at the Eden Cruise Wharf. Then I think it makes its way to the White Bay Terminal on Sunday, and that's where it's going to finish its cruise. So there's people in there that are not exactly excited about coming on in. G'day, Rob from Cruising on the High Seas. Welcome aboard, buddy. Nice to have you here. Busy talking cruising. Also coming out of the city of Melbourne, the Carnival Cruise Lines have decided to refrain from sending cruise ships into Station Pier, which is the main pier in Melbourne, because the state government who controls the port has upped the tax or the port fees, and they've upped it by 20%. As a result, Carnival have now decided that they will not use the port. Apparently, the port authorities have made that because, or they've upped the pricing because they want the area to be clear, because they're doing some updates. Updates on the pier, which was meant to have been completed before the Resilient Lady came into port, but I believe they will be doing some renovations and some updates now for the 2025 series or season. Joe is saying that in answering my question about their rates, we don't have a weekly garbage to recycling collection service, nor do they get reticulated water and sewage. They pay $170 per year for waste that they don't get. Well, that's cool, I guess. Joe is saying he uses HH4C on Tuesdays and the Ducks on Wednesday. Mate, that's exactly the way we should be doing it, because HH4C does not broadcast on Tuesdays. It does on Wednesdays, and the Ducks is always putting up something, whether it be from us or it be from anybody else on the in the HH4C group. Rob is saying raise the fees, scare off the ships, update the port, then up the fees even more after the update is completed. Yeah, right. It's about the size of it, mate. Somebody's got to pay for the updates. Then we'll definitely have no ships in. And we can't get out of it. Well, that sucks. Joe, that sucks. So what do you do with your trash, your rubbish? What do you do with that if you don't get rubbish collection? Take it down the tip. It's a bit of a hard call. All right, going back to the Melbourne cruise port, we have, let me see, we've got, we had the Grand Princess in today, and on Sunday we'll have the Queen Elizabeth, and then on Monday the Pacific Explorer. So that's going to be, it's going to be interesting. Now, Joe is saying we do illegal things in disposing our rubbish. What, you put it on the nature strip? Somebody's going to take it. Whatever it is. Oh boy, that's not funny. Okay, so tomorrow in Brisbane, they will have the Carnival Luminosa going in there. So that'll be good. Say g'day to Rob for you. G'day, Rob, from Joe. No, we use roadside bins. Oh, so what you guys do is you go and you have a look for somebody who's building, right? You naughty, naughty boys and girls. Let's see what's going on in Brizzy in December. So December the 1st, they've got the Coral Princess, which is Friday. Saturday, they've got the Pacific Encounter. And then Sunday, they've got the Carnival Luminosa. So there we go. Rob is saying, crazy not like to don't pay enough to cruise. Yeah, well, you know what? The current cruise port right now in Melbourne definitely does need an upgrade. If it doesn't get the upgrade, it looks like a dog's breakfast anyway. It actually looks like a big warehouse with maybe a couple of offices here and there, and that's basically what it is. It needs a big old fix-up. Joe's saying they have a yearly bulky waste collection. We pile our junk into the boot of their car and pile it into another residence pile. I like that. That's cool. Hi, Joe from Rob. I like that. That's kind of like a cool idea. Put the rubbish on somebody else's front doorstep, right? That's funny. So, who's spending time doing what on Christmas? If not Christmas, what do you got for New Year's? New Year's Eve will be spent time with Mum and Dad at their place, probably helping them run a party of theirs and get to meet some of their mates, which will be a good thing because that's what Mum and Dad need. Next year, of course, will be the Ducks. Well, next year's 2024, but we will be heading up just after Christmas, heading up to Sydney so that we can spend some time there just before the New Year's Eve so we can actually watch the fireworks. And then come the 2nd of January, we're on the Celebrity Edge out of here on a 15-day cruise up to the South Pacific. We've actually paid for our booked and paid for our drinks package and also for our internet as well. Rob is saying I have to work. Comes Boxing Day, New Year's Day. Some of us have got to work. AR&R Vlogs, welcome aboard. Nice to have you here, guys. It's been a while since we've seen you on board. So welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. And nice and early for you, I think, or are you just running late? Joe is saying, hey, Sean, you asked about road trains last night. We don't get A triples, we get A doubles. No longer than 36.5 metres. B doubles, AB triples, BA triples, A doubles, 30 metres. So you're limited to 30-metre vehicles. Joe's saying, g'day to AR Vlogs. Jonesy, welcome aboard, buddy. Nice to have you here. And AR&R Vlogs, welcome aboard. Saying g'day to Joe. And AR&R is also saying g'day to Jonesy. We've got a regular crowd popping in on a Wednesday night here in Melbourne at 2016. Joe is saying Christmas at my house is a quiet one. Mum and I may go visit friends. That'd be cool. Radio Jonesy, how the bloody hell are you? Hey, Jonesy, how did you guys handle the emergency fix or the emergency attendance of the Pacific Adventure? Know that they came in there. Welcome to Hump Day. This is from Stream Elements. Welcome to Hump Day with the Down Under Cruisers. Please support our channel so that we can support Helping Hands for Cruising. AR and R vlogs from Jonesy. Yeah. So how did you guys cope with the Pacific Adventure coming in? You must have had an absolute ball. You guys have had some busy times down in Tassie with all the cruise ships coming in. Sean, it's not evening, it's morning. Get it straight. Rob, I have it straight. Plus, basically, 4 of us in the chat right now have it straight. It is evening. They went to Hobart. Oh, I thought they stopped in at Burnie. Oh well, that's cool. That's cool. Joe is saying he'll cook a big roast chicken, a big leg of pork, and a turkey on my little Weber Q2000. Mate, that's going to be awesome. Looks like you guys are set. So what are we doing for Christmas? We will be spending some time with Ilana's cousin. And then we'll go to, so we'll have Christmas, we usually have Christmas Day at Ilana's brother's place. And then we spend some time with the cousin as well. Then on, like I said, New Year's Eve, we'll probably be with Mum and Dad getting ourselves the title of Chief Cook and Bottle Washer. And then they will have a great time. We'll have a great time with lots of leftover food, which we'll then be able to bring home and partake. But hey, Nick, how are you, buddy? Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. Joe is saying, as for New Year's, not sure yet. We'll still be recovering from the massive meat hangover. Mate, you can never have a meat hangover. Feed me meat 25 hours a day. And hey, I was watching on one of the YouTube channels. There was a guy who was given a competition to try and finish a steak in an hour from some place, and the steak was way bigger than the plate, and if he could finish it all, he would get the meal for free. So there we go. It was interesting. Rob is saying, Nick, please reach out to me. Thanks. Nick is saying it's 3:20 a.m. here, so probably going to go pass back out for a couple more hours. Just wanted to stop and say hi. Well, mate, it's much appreciated if you stop in and say g'day. Joe is saying, g'day, Nick. You missed a great chat between myself and Sean last night. We were talking about my 2025 trip to Perth on the Indian Pacific. That's correct, Nick. So you're going to be here for the 2024, so you'll be able to pass some info across and then see how that goes. Rob, check with V. Oh, so you've already established something with V. Hello, all you beautiful people. Jonesy is saying, New Year's Eve fireworks in Burnie we get to watch from home. Mate, that's fantastic. Yeah, that's fantastic. So Rob is saying to Nick he needs to chat with him. Okay. What, are you going to meet him at the airport and then guide him onto the plane? Or are you going to take him from the station to the airport? Oh, well, whatever. Anyway, so, so that was the Pacific Adventure. And also that's Melbourne for you. I think Jonesy, you guys in Burnie and Hobart will be getting a bucket load more business, because I think you'll be getting the likes of the Carnival Cruise Lines, and whichever ships in the Carnival crew are going to be joining in on that because of the new taxes coming into Melbourne. But I believe they're going to say that's an excuse, I think. Sure, and I will pick him up from the airport. Yeah, that's because you're there. Nick says, V has my email, ask her and she can pass it on. My plane leaves for Toronto on May the 12th, 2024. What time, Nick? What time? Huh? Maybe Rob can give you some what we call putt course road food, food for the flight. You never know. Stranger things could happen. I think you're in Toronto, aren't you, Rob? You're at the airport there. Anyway, so, yeah. Nick, it's about a show. Oh. Nick is becoming a celebrity. Joe, Nick, I can't wait to see your travels across the wide brown land Sean and I call home. Yup. Man, this place is big, isn't it, Joe? Bloody hell, what's it, 4 days Sydney to Perth on the train? It's a good 3 to 4 hours by air. It's a good 2 to 3 hours from Brizzy down to Melbourne by air. It's a good 2-day trip by train to get to Brizzy from Melbourne. It's a 13-hour train ride from Melbourne to Sydney and back again. We don't have those fast trains. Sean, you will pick Nick up at the airport when he lands. When he lands in Melbourne, yes. Not when he lands in Brisbane. I'm not going to pick him up in Brisbane. Sorry. It's a 2-day drive for me. No thanks. I've got too much work to do down here, first up. Boy. It's all exciting stuff. Okay, so we've got our cruise ships doing trips around. They are now moving further afield. The ships are now doing around New Zealand. They're doing around the South Pacific. You can get circumnavigation around Australia. That's generally a 21, 22-day cruise, depending on which cruise line you go on. We are getting some of the luxury cruise lines that are going into places like the Kimberleys. We're going to start doing a segment where we will be doing maybe even, say, short videos on the different cities in Australia. So we will, I will put together some video for you, and hopefully you guys will get to enjoy via the internet places in Australia. So there we go. Nick is saying, thanks Joe, I'm still waiting on Australia Zoo to confirm my platinum tour experience. It takes up to 2 weeks to confirm a date for it. Oh really? So it may not, you may get it and it may not be the day you can do it. Joe saying to Nick, another thing I will say is this: prepare to see a vastly changing landscape between Lithgow and Parkes. Green rolling hills around Orange, farmland around Parkes. Absolutely. Jonesy is saying, in my last video, there was 5 huge sea eagles on the beach, and as I walked at them, they kept their distance, so I walked up the beach about 100 meters. Mate, I gotta watch that. I gotta watch it. I started to watch and then I got distracted. So I've got to go back and watch it. And that will be absolutely amazing. You've been putting out some beautiful video, Jonesy. Where you live is absolutely unbelievable. I've actually got to come down there and see it in person. And maybe we might actually spend a couple of days down there and catch up. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how we go this Christmas. But for those that are interested, I'm going to put up this video because this will get you interested in what we're doing January the 2nd, 2025. So there we go, folks. That's the Ducks group cruise. Come on down. Let's spend some time together and have some fun. It's going to be an awesome cruise. Joe is saying, I've been to Brisbane 3 times, Melbourne once, Sydney a gazillion times, Coffs Harbour 4 times, and Canberra a gazillion times. There's a lot of other places, but am constricted by space. Well, Joe, I've been to Perth twice, Adelaide 3 times. I can't say Melbourne because I live here. Dubbo twice. Sydney a gazillion times, Brizzy 3 times, Gold Coast 3 times, Bairnsdale once, no, Bairnsdale about 3 times. Where else? God. I haven't been to Tassie, I haven't been to Northern Territory. I've been to Roxby Downs. I've been to Roxby. What else? Where else have I been? All the way up towards that area there, Roxby Downs and Port Pirie and a couple of other places around there. So, yep, know exactly what you mean. But you're constricted by space. Why are you constricted by space? Yeah. Oh, space in the chat. I get it. Well, you know what? It's a good opportunity for you just to talk about the places when you do your live. I'm waiting to see your live. You visited the Gold Coast twice while you were in Brizzy. Got to visit SeaWorld and interact with some of their amazing animals. Yeah. Well, around the Gold Coast area, there's a lot of good stuff. I've spent some good time there. But you know what? There's a whole lot more to this country. And you know what? I may one day organise a camper van or a caravan or something and just go for a drive around the country, you know, round the outers, and then make my way on the inners and get to see the country via the road. Although doing it on a cruise ship is actually not bad fun. But anyway, that's life. You do as you do. Okay, so hoping that we can get a bucket load of people coming with us, because on that cruise, on the Ducks cruise, 2nd of January it leaves, and then from the 2nd of January we'll be going around to the New Caledonia, Vanuatu, and Fiji. And what's going to happen is Ilana did spend a number of years living in Suva, so she's organising an excursion for us that will take us to a lot of the places that she grew up in, so the school she grew up in, and have a look around the city of Suva, and get us right around having some kava and a few other nice Fijian things, some Fijian food, and then we end up coming back onto the cruise ship and away we go. So it'll be an awesome day. I know for a fact we're going to have an awesome time. Joe is saying that the 2021 visit saw him interacting with their amazing penguins in a group of 4. He was the only male out of the group. Oh, wow. No, I won't go down that path. Joe, you open the door and I'll walk into it. And I refuse to say something that would cause excuse me, that would cause YouTube to shut us down midstream. No, thank you. Anyway, what can I say? What kind of a year have you guys had? I know a couple of you in the chat have gone cruising, have had some fun time cruising. I know that there's a couple of you in the chat that have gone and done trips overseas without cruising. You know, you've flown in and done some land stuff. So how do we handle it? How was your year? Ours was filled with stress and all sorts of stuff. But hey, we're on the improve. Outnumbered 5-1, which included the aviculturalists and the photographer. Mate, if you were outnumbered 5-1, did you have your pick? Was there one there that was of interest? And if they were of interest, well, yeah, okay. Joe is saying, yeah, a train ride from Dubbo to Bathurst with Mum, which was fun. All the onboard staff knew your brother-in-law. How come they knew your brother-in-law? Because he worked with the trains, or what? Okay, so Celebrity Edge is the ship. We will have some fun on there because that'll be the first of the Edge class that has come down to Oz. I know that the Celebrity Edge is in Australia now as we speak. Jonesy is saying the best thing about Tassie that there is to see and do, and all very close. You can drive 30 minutes and it changes from the ocean and mountains. Joe's brother-in-law works for Transport of New South Wales. Oh, so they know. Of course. You were on the train ride, so they knew your brother. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. So it's the first of the, as I was saying, Celebrity Edge is the first of the Edge class ships. And by the way, a couple of ships have been taken over by the cruise lines now. One of the ships that was handed over to the cruise line was the Royal Caribbean's Icon of the Seas was handed over. And also today with the Norwegian Viva was handed over today. So that was pretty good. I believe that there are a couple. The Celebrity Accent has also been handed over. So there's a couple of ships that are out there that are brand new, and if you walk on, you'll smell the new ship smell, whatever it is. Joe is saying the silly bugger used their surname on our New South Wales train link tickets. That's how they worked that out. Well, no, that's cool. When you're becoming celebrity status because somebody else is mentioned on the cruise, you know, on the trains, you know, you get treated with a bit of respect. Jonesy is saying that's a huge ship. It would make a day just walking around, mate. You know what? They were when they show these ships, they take days walking around them. But yes, the Icon is a huge ship, and man, I wouldn't want to be the man driving it. Friggin' hell, especially if you're not used to the size of the damn thing just yet. Takes you 1.5 kilometers just to stop the friggin' thing. Joe's saying, and you're travelling in the first class car, which also houses the buffet car. You know? Jonesy's going, he's tired of typing. Well, that's cool. Maybe one day we'll get you up here, if you've got time, and we have a chat about all the lovely things that are going on. Oh, boy. Anyway, cheers to all of you folks. Got to leave a little bit for the end. We were looking at the Norwegian Viva today, and that's also a big ship. Interestingly enough, All the other cruise lines use godmothers to press the button and hit the champagne on the side of the hull when they do a christening. But Norwegian tends to use godfathers. So I was noticing that all the godfathers, as they were busy talking, the voice was getting, into... And Norwegian has got an Italian captain as well, so the Norwegian Viva. So hearing him talk, it was like, No, it wasn't. It wasn't. But it was great to hear him talk about his ship. Already he's in love with the ship, even though he hasn't had the opportunity to, excuse me, to jump on board and do anything yet. But they will be sailing. Well, they did sail. He has actually sailed it from Italy, I think it was, down to the from Italy down to Miami or to Florida or something like that. So there we go. Yep. Jonesy, no, I wish I was, buddy. But if you want to give me 3 from somewhere, that'd be awesome. Unfortunately, never was on the Ducks. I have not made it to 600 yet. On the HH4C, we're sitting on 655. But we've been sitting on 597 for quite a while. So would definitely enjoy getting another 3 so that we get over the line. That would be amazing. But then again, if anybody does decide to click on the list, make sure you put in a meaningful comment and listen to at least 1 or 2 of the programs or 1 or 2 of the streams for at least a good 5 to 20 minutes so that it would stick. Because I did have heart failure the other day. We went from 590 down to 480 and then it went back up again. So glad to see that happening. Yeah, so there we go. So what else can I say, Cruising is happening. Big ships are coming in. The smaller ships are being funneled out. Now, interestingly enough, there was a cruise, a 3-year cruise that was booked. And apparently the cruise has now been cancelled. Cruise was due to sail out beginning of this month. And the reason for the delay was that they couldn't get a ship. The cruise line did take over $300,000 from people who were booking onto the cruise. And this cruise was going to go for 3 years. Worked out to something like $320,000 or something like that a year. Suffice it to say, the cruise line could not get any people to take part. I mean, could not get a ship itself, and because they couldn't get a ship, they are now refunding all the people who booked for that 3-year cruise. They will be refunding their dollars. So there we go. Joe is saying they are massive. When I saw the Diamond Princess docked at Sydney International Passenger Terminal, the local ferries were massively dwarfed by it. Yeah, mate, they are really huge. G'day, Radio Indie. Jonesy, welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. Joe is saying g'day to Jonesy's alter ego. That's it. We just need the 3 more, folks, and then we make the 600. Then we need 400 more, and we make the 1,000, and then we hold on to that for a while, and we shall be self-sufficient. Because then what we want to do is actually get all those funds into the helping hands for cruising so we can get some more people on board cruise ships. Oh boy, isn't this exciting? It's a load of fun. Anyway, let's take a look at what else is in the news. What else is in the news is um, people have been doing silly things like falling off cruise ships. Some have jumped off, some have fallen off, some have done it in a. I think the latest one was in a port. I can't remember the port. But the one of the crew jumped in and saved the person who had fallen into the water. How do you fall into the water? Seriously, if you follow the rules, it should not be possible. Anyway, Jonesy is splitting like a banana split. Take care, and I'll see you all on Saturday, time permitting. Mate, how can you split like a banana split? That would mean that I'd need to have one leg going one way, one leg going the other way, and then have a piece of ice cream in between. So what I'm going to say is, mate, you have an awesome evening. Look forward to catching up with you on Saturday or Friday night for those across the pond. Yeah, have some fun. And maybe you'll be at Jonesy's or in bed. You'll be at Jimmy's or in bed. Chances are, I think you'd be more likely to be in bed, I reckon. Yes, Joe from Jonesy, and g'day, Tasmania Azamar. You're still subscribed. That's good to see. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. Jonesy, when are you going to get the missus on board? Let her sign in. No, I'm joking. But you know what? It's all fun. Town Talk. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. Was that Jonesy too? Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. Thanks for popping in and thanks for subscribing. In fact, anybody who is subscribing, thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Please hit the notification bell. That way you will be assured of the next time we put out anything, whether it be our weekly live streams or whether it be a video we put out for whatever reason. So welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. All right. So I've pretty much covered most of the news in terms of HH4C. So, yeah. And Jonesy Urban Home is still subscribed. Yes. So we just need the numbers to change now. See whether or not we've got 300 million people on board or just 2. All right. Okay, so what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to finish early tonight. Have a couple of things that I need to take care of tomorrow. So what I will do is I will sign us out, and I want to thank you all for coming in today. It's been an exciting time talking with you guys, and what I'm going to do is sign out. We shall catch you, for those of you across the pond. It will be Friday evening at 10 p.m, which will equate to 2 p.m. Saturday afternoon down under. So we look forward to seeing you Eastern Standard Time down under. We look forward to catching up with you guys on Friday evening. So, guys, on Saturday afternoon. So take it easy, and we'll catch you later. Thanks for popping in, and have an awesome day.